speech, you will learn several positive and negative facts about consuming caffeine to further your knowledge and help you be able to make a healthy decision of cutting it out completely or simply cutting back. The article titled Drinking Coffee Statistics from the website Brain Statistics states that in the U.S., there is over 100 million people that drink coffee daily. The average size of coffee drank in America is 8 ounces. 8 ounces of coffee contain 95 milligrams of caffeine. The Mayo Clinic says that the safe amount of caffeine per day is roughly 400 milligrams, although for children it is only 100 milligrams. If you were to drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning and 1 at night, like many people do, then you will have already used almost half of your safe amount of caffeine for the day. So what do? I find myself in cases like these to list out the positives and negatives of the thing that I am unsure of and to then find a happy medium with it. For example, if I used to drink 5 cups of coffee a day, I would decrease to maybe 2 cups a day or cut the size of coffee I drink each time in half. Finding a happy medium of something you love, such as caffeine, is the best thing to do when you find yourself overusing it. The first thing I want to talk about today are some basic facts that author J.J. Barone and H. Robert pointed out in their book titled Human Consumption of Caffeine. Did you know that more than 60 plant species throughout the world have been found of having caffeine in them? Also, the oldest beverage known to have caffeine in it is tea. Caffeine has been consumed by people as early as the Paleolithic period. The second thing I would like to focus on is the positive qualities that Dr. Shelley Narula, medical writer at Springer Healthcare, has pointed out that caffeine has to offer. Okay. Number 1. Studies have found that drinking coffee which contains caffeine can in fact lower one's chances of developing Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is caused by the loss of brain cells that produce the chemical messenger known as dopamine, but caffeine shows to help protect human brain cells. Caffeine has also been proven to help one's physical performance. A study showed that an improvement in athletes' muscle endurance during an intense, short exercise after taking 5 cups of coffee. Caffeine also helps the body burn fat instead of carbs and hides the perception of pain. Taking caffeine can also help relieve a headache. When someone is experiencing a headache, their blood vessels in the brain are widening and dilating. Caffeine causes blood vessels to do the opposite and to constrict. This helps relieve the pain. Among the positive qualities that caffeine has to offer, Dr. Shelley Narula has also discussed a few negative ones that I would like to enlighten you on. There has been talk to relations between osteoporosis and caffeine. Studies indicate that caffeine helps decrease bone mineral density at the spine and the hip. For every 6 ounces of coffee or 2 cans of soda, there is a loss of 5 milligrams of calcium. Caffeine is known to block the effects of a neurotransmitter called adenosine that helps promote sleep. It can also cause one to wake up more frequently during the night needing to urinate. This interferes with us getting into the deep sleep that we need to feel refreshed and energized in the morning. It can also create a worsening cycle. The less we sleep from drinking caffeine, the more caffeine we need to take the following day to stay awake and be able to function. If you have diabetes, it is wise to stay away from caffeine. Researchers at Duke University Medical Center discovered that caffeine consumption heightened blood sugar levels for people with type 2 diabetes by 8%. It can also create a rise in glucose levels after meals. Now that you know more about caffeine and what it has to offer, what will you do? As you have learned in this presentation, caffeine is known to decrease the chances of Parkinson's disease, help enhance physical performance, and relieve a headache. Unfortunately, it also increases the risk for those that have diabetes, can cause loss of sleep, and boost chances of osteoporosis. So what do you do when you do not want the negative qualities of caffeine but want to continue earning the positive ones? You decide to find a in-between amount of caffeine to take in daily. Limit yourself to the amount of sodas and coffee you take in, but do not completely cut it out of your diet. Just because something has a couple of bad qualities does not mean that you have to cut it out of your life for good. Thank you all for coming today and taking your time to listen to me talk. I hope that you all have learned something new and found the information as fascinating as I did.